Hi, friends. Doc South with you, and I'm kind of tickled. I think, yeah, I've got a good deed of epic proportion waiting in the wings just to be, well, just to pounce on a friend of mine with a really cool thing for him. Um, as you know, I work in a supermarket, and we've had oh gosh, over the years, this one fella comes in. Uh, he's very old, and I think actually has to use one of those carts, that we supply. Then he rides around the store. A lot of times, I think he may have an ache or a pain, and he's not always. Sometimes he's kind of grouchy, but most of the time he ain't too bad a guy to talk to. And I was able to kind of develop a bit of a friendship with him, and in fact, I did a video on it. Oh gosh, maybe a year ago. You'd have to dig into the archives to find it. But I noticed that he always wore a hat saying he was a Navy veteran. And I remember asking him one day, I said, "So you were in the Navy?" "Right, yeah, I was." Yeah. I'm thinking, yeah, you were a chief for sure. How they get. And he said, I said, "Well, doggone, ain't that something?" So what ship were you on? Were you on a ship? "Heck yeah." "Okay, yes, sir." And he don't call me sir. That meant, yeah, I'm sure he was a chief. He he said, I said, "So what ship?" He said, "I was on the New Jersey, the battleship." I said, "Really?" "Yep." And I said, "Well, come on, let me show you something." And I said, "It's worth you seeing. I know you're going to like it." And I walked him down the dairy aisle, and there above the cream cheese and shredded cheese was was a rather neat uh, uh, print on the wall up above the shelves, and it was the battleship New Jersey. I said, "What do you think of that?" He said, "That's my ship. That's my ship." And I said, "Yeah, yeah." I said, "So where were you on that thing?" He says, I was in the second turret down below deck there. I adjusted the fuses on the shells." I said, "Holy crud, on the shells, you?" "Yeah." And he he was a tough old fellow, I'm telling you. And I would think very brave to be down there. Um, I said, "Don't sound too safe adjusting fuses. I imagine there's no room for error." And I would guess. I don't know, but I would guess. Um, anyway, I long story short, the long story maybe even longer. This the other day they renovated. They're renovating the store, and they're going to put up different decorations. So they took down all those photos, and I was able to get this. I asked the manager real nice, and she said, "Well, heck yeah, you can have it." Especially, I said, "I'm going to give it to uh, this sailor that comes into the store, old timer." She says, "Well, good, good." And there you go, friends. That's the New Jersey. And if you take notice, that's the second turret. And that's the one where he worked. He'd have been down about here, I think. So I think those turrets go down pretty deep into the ship. They almost have to. And I think this might be the New Jersey berth in Camden. I offered to take the guy down there. He and a few of his friends, we could tour the thing. But again, he was so, he, he's fairly old in that handicap cart. I guess they must have a way of getting him up on board, on deck. But I haven't seen him in a while, and I hope he's okay. But boy, when I see him, I'm going to give him some mighty good news, and I'll present this to him for sure. And if by chance, sadly, he's gone, I know some other older sailors that'll love this thing too, um, or retired sailors that might like it. So one way or another, it's going to get some good use. I'd love to have it for myself, but I'd feel funny keeping it when there's actual veterans that have had this, that served on these ships. I know one guy. I know one fellow who served on a carrier, and he said they got into, evidently they were at port one day, and after a long time at sea, and everybody, from his ship, which was a carrier, like I said, well, we're at a bar drinking, and in walk, it may have been people from the New Jersey. I'm not sure. It might have been, and it's typical in the Navy. One thing led to another, and pretty soon the guys from the battleship that was also in port and the guys from the carrier were having the usual the usual customary fist fight in the bar, and, and I guess the shore patrol came and a few guys went to the brig for overnight, and but in the morning, evidently the I think it may have been the Jersey was berthed right in front of the carrier, and when morning came, all the guns of the battleship were aimed at the carrier. they, they weren't the night before, but they evidently turned them around because of that fight. And I guess that meant there was going to be another fight that night. I guess that's what it meant. I don't know. But again, all in good fun. I don't think anyone got hurt too bad. But doggone, huh? Ain't that something? Anyway, it may have been the Jersey, but imagine waking up and you got, of course, it would have been the Afghans, would have all been aimed at you. I don't know. That would give me pause. So there you are. Anyway, I just thought I'd say I'm very, very tickled to have gotten this print for that fella. And cool. Huh? I know. Lord's Prayer moment, yes, for that old timer. And again, I hope he's around that I can get this to him. I'll have to ask around, but anyway, I'll keep my eyes peeled, keep a sharp lookout. Right. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. So be it. I know that fellow, when he looked up at the Jersey, the first thing out of his mouth, and I know I said this earlier, but you should have been there to see it. It would have made you, honestly, it would have got you, it got me misty. Because he just said, that's my ship, that's my ship. And this guy who basically a bit on the crabby side, all of a sudden had the biggest, happiest grin on his face. It was so cool to see. So cool to see. Anyway, anything you can do for the old timers, I'm telling you, it's time well spent. Time well spent. Okay, I'll see you later, friends. Thank you and God bless. Bye now.